Thank you for joining our Storm Center coverage. There is currently a tornado warning in effect on the eastern shores of Georgian Bay. It's a very significant thunderstorm that's currently about to push on to the eastern shore, so it's just several kilometers west-southwest of Parry Sound, and it's showing significant signs of rotation. So you want to really get to an interior room, a basement, ideally a bathroom. Get as many walls between you and the exterior of your house. So there is a lot of storm energy we're working with here. This is through Tuesday evening, a very significant warm sector. And really the greatest threat for tornadic activity is shaded in red. And then the dynamics of this setup will change. There's our rotation ability for these thunderstorms. Winds changing depending on what height you look at. That will slowly ease through this evening, and overnight storms remain elevated and fueled by this low-level jet that moves across southwestern Ontario.
You're watching Canada's Weather Network. To help you plan your activities in the coming days, here are the short and long-term forecasts for your area. To upload your photos and videos, visit upload.theweathernetwork.com. Before you step out, check the Weather Network app, website, or TV channel for UV index. We wish you a safe summer.
Hurricane Nicholas brings high winds and flooding rains to parts of Texas. We begin along China's east coast in the city of Yuyao, where Typhoon Chantu brought heavy rain, flooding parts of the country's eastern coast. And this footage shows you the impact it's been having on the city there. The Meteorological Service Center reported up to 190 millimeters of rain. Rain, though, has aided efforts to bring a large wildfire burning in Spain's Malaga province under control. The fire had burned over 24,000 acres and killed a firefighter. Though the fire is not completely extinguished, the efforts of the fire crews and the rain are helping. And Hurricane Nicholas brought heavy rain, strong winds, and a storm surge to central northern parts of the Texas coastline. Although Nicholas is weakening, life-threatening flash floods for the deep south continues.
A very dangerous situation along the shores of Lake Huron into Georgian Bay. This conveyor belt of severe warned thunderstorms are making their way into a northeasterly direction. So if you are in and around the Kincardine area, Port Elgin, and into Owen Sound, Bruce Peninsula, these systems are packing potentially up to ping pong tennis ball size hail that we're picking up. An abundance of lightning as well. We are watching as mammatus clouds are beginning to push into areas more inland, showing us these cells are very, very strong and healthy. Now we're going to go to fellow meteorologist Tyler Hamilton, who is tracking a tornado warning for Parry Sound.
So that's exactly it, Rachel. We are tracking a lot of rotation just around Kilburn Provincial Park and Snug Harbor. So Parry Sound is blanketed in this tornado warning, but we'll take a look and zoom in at the tail end of this line of storms that's really roaring across Lake Huron. We are most concerned about that cell near Parry Sound because it is very healthy, showing significant signs of rotation. It is in a textbook environment up towards the end of that warm front and associated cold front into parts of cottage country, where we are going to be dealing with the threat of severe thunderstorms with the possibility of 1 or 2 tornadoes, perhaps a couple more than that, because this environment, the dynamics just ahead of this cold front, will really allow the updrafts of these thunderstorms to begin to rotate, and that will have the potential to spawn several tornadoes through the remainder of this evening, and then the storms become elevated. So although that tornado threat, Rachel, is anticipated to become mitigated when the sun goes down, we'll have to track the risk of lightning and thunder, damaging winds, and even some large hail right through pre-dawn Wednesday.
Thank you, Tyler. Like you said, once those cells get into the GTA, it will be more of a damaging wind threat. So do be prepared, stay very up to date with weather alerts. Now, these are our current alerts at this time. Blanketed tornado watches in the orange, that warning in through Parry Sound. And then we have severe thunderstorm watches in the yellow and warnings in the red. That is hugging the shores of Lake Huron, the Bruce Peninsula, and the southern shores of Georgian Bay. The next step from a severe thunderstorm warning is a tornado warning. So get inside and do not be out on the roadways. Here is a little bit of timing with this system. We are well behind that warm front. We are in a warm sector. If you did go outside sometime today, you probably felt that humidity. Well, that is helping to get these rotating storms to reach the ground in the form of tornadoes. We are dealing with some high Kate values as well. Like Tyler said, will begin to diminish as the sun goes down. And then overnight, around your 10 o'clock hour for the GTA, damaging wind threat, potentially the large hail may continue as well. So keep that in mind. The warnings that are out right now are for ping pong to tennis ball sized hail. And if you find yourself in one of these large cells, well, expect heavy downpours as well. Some areas accumulating upwards of 30 to 50 millimeters when all is said and done. Temperature-wise, over in the East Coast, they'll be in a little bit of a pleasant temperature, but then southern parts of Ontario will still be feeling the humidity along with the tornado.